Okay, so I want to make this video because I see a lot of y'all, talking about Jesus, what Jesus ate, and talking about the Bible, and you want to bring the Bible into this conversation in regards to what we are supposed to eat as human beings. So let's get into it. You're definitely in my lane now. Now, everything you're saying about what Jesus ate and how they ate animals in the Bible and blah, 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 that's all after the fall of humanity. All of it. Humanity has been living in a fallen state for thousands of years. And I don't know the timeline of the Bible and, when Genesis was written. I don't know how long ago that was or anything. But what I do know is everything y'all are talking about when it comes to human beings eating meat was when human beings had entered into a fallen state. When death entered the world, sickness, disease, suffering, poverty, lack. This is the world we currently know, and this is the world we've currently been living in for thousands and thousands of years. Now, if you go back before I go there, how did we get in that fallen state? Look at your Bible. We got in that fallen state from eating something that we weren't supposed to eat. The man in the garden ate some shit that God specifically told him not to eat, and he ate it. That's what got us in this fallen state that we've been in. That's why human beings eat meat. The only people, or eat dead animals. The only people eating dead animals are people that are still living in a fallen state. Period. I used to live in a fallen state. And I'm not saying that I'm 100% out of that fallen state, but I'm not in as much of a fallen state as I was in before. Because I don't eat dead animals no more. I can see the truth. I see it for what it is now. I see and know without any doubt that human beings were never designed to eat the flesh of dead animals. Period. Period. That's all it is to it. That is low frequency shit. That is fallen state shit. So boom, let's go back to Genesis. Because there was also a period where man lived in paradise, where there was no sickness, there was no suffering, there was no disease. There was no violence, there was no hatred, jealousy, envy, lust, poverty, lack. There was none of that. How did man eat then? Everything man ate then had a seed. That's how it's worded. We're supposed to eat things with seeds. And the idea is, if it has a seed, you can eat some, and you plant that seed, and you could grow more, and you will never run out of food. That's the original design or plan. That's how it's supposed to go. Every time you eat, you take them seeds and you plant. So you just have food, just an abundance of food. What has seeds? Fruit. Fruit. That's what God told man to eat. Before the fall of man, before the death and the suffering and the poverty and lack and hate and jealousy, blah, 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 blah. Fruit. Genesis 1. Check it out, all you Bible scholars. That's the truth. Now, whether that story is real or not, how true it is or not, like I don't know, like how accurate it is, the accuracy of it, I don't know. But I do find some incredibly interesting parallels between that story and the real life that I'm living in now. I do see how people are suffering all types of sicknesses and diseases, mental, spiritual, physical, emotional, dying prematurely, just suffering on top of suffering. On top of suffering. Why? All because they're eating things they're not supposed to eat. Now that's incredibly powerful. That's what it is. It affects you emotionally, it affects you mentally, it affects you spiritually, it affects you physically. It'll kill you in all areas. It'll slowly kill you in all areas. Not eating what you're supposed to eat. The evidence is there. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes. I mean, the list goes on. And on and on. There's a lot of millions of people suffering every year. Every single year. Because they're eating things they're not supposed to eat. Truth is truth.